Hello and welcome to Interface, a series of videos on Avadhoothas, the wandering mystics of South India. As the name suggests, Interface is the meeting place of the past and the present. It is the meeting place of the spiritual and the mundane. Obviously, I am narrating here my own experiences or my own encounters with Avadhoothas or wandering mystics. My first encounter with a wandering mystic happened when I was doing my post-graduation at Thiruvananthapuram, the capital city of the South Indian state of Kerala. It was then that I heard about Buddha Swami, who was considered to be an Avadhootha, living at the edge of the city, at the outskirts of the city, a small coastal place known as Pundra. I have been told about Buddha Swami by some of my friends as well as some of my teachers, but they never knew where he was living, the exact location. These Avadhoothas, they don't have any ashrams or any residences. They just loiter, wander around. And they are not great institution builders or even they don't even have disciples. They just move around in search of themselves. So when I heard about Buddha Swami, I was quite interested. Somehow or other I felt I should see him because as I'm living very near to him, I need to meet him. It's a rare opportunity. But how to meet him? That was the problem. I checked with my friends. None of them knew about that. Then one day I told about Swami to one of my friends. He was actually a hawker, a Muslim guy with a very interesting background. He had run away from a hilly district in Kerala. Somehow or other he landed in the capital city and started working for some hawkers, and later on he started his own shop. So when I told him about Swami, he was also very interested. He was an adventurous type of guy. He said, we will go and meet him. Actually, I needed somebody who knew about the area because at that point of time, Pundra was not a very safe place or not an idle beach. There used to be many communal clashes at Pundra between Hindus and Muslims, between Muslims and Christians, and a lot of illegal activities like smuggling and other things had reported from the area in the past. So when my friend agreed to accompany me, I was very happy. So both of us one day decided on a holiday, both of us embarked on an adventurous journey to meet the saint. Since we didn't know about the place, we thought we would first go to a beach in the town named Shankumukham, and from there we will walk to Pundra. But we didn't know that Pundra and Shankumukham are faraway places. Actually, when we landed in Shankumukham and we asked people about Pundra, they said it is far off, at least 10 kilometers you need to walk along the beach. But since we have decided, we thought we will complete the journey. So we walked along the beach and we reached a place near Pundra, where we found that a large number of people surrounded us. So they thought that we were agents of police. That place was actually very notorious, and a large number of bootleggers, illicit liquor brewers were there. They thoroughly questioned us. Then they realized that we were just two adventurous youths. So they didn't do any harm to us. In fact, we got a help from us. That's very interesting. Nobody knew about Buddha Swami, but these people knew exactly where he was sitting. So one guy told us, you go forward for a kilometer, then you will reach a bus stop. From there you could catch a bus to Mundra and get out at the last stop. There is a temple at the last stop. So there you ask for Buddha Swami. So people will direct you to him. We walked ahead and we boarded the bus, and eventually we reached the exact place. We got down. It was really an uncanny place. There was an eerie silence was there, because when we got down, we found that a lot of people who are mentally ill were laughing at us, and there were a lot of dogs also. So people were just staring at us, laughing at us. So what is this? What is going on? We were very anxious. Then I mustered up some courage and I asked a shopkeeper there where the Swami is sitting. So he immediately directed me to a place. There was a big peepal tree, and beneath the peepal tree there was a small hut. It's barely a man can sit in such a small hut. So then another guy came. He looked like a fisherman. Perhaps he was a fisherman, because this area was inhabited by fishermen only. So he told us, you need to buy some camphor and incense sticks. Then I asked him, I don't know where camphor or incense sticks could be got. So I gave him 10 rupees, and he immediately, I thought he will run away with the money, but that didn't happen. He immediately returned with the camphor and incense sticks. And what he did was very mysterious. So he took out the camphor and incense sticks and lighted the camphor and sticks before a stone placed outside the hut, and he put the empty packets inside the hut. We saw that there was a small window to the hut which was covered by a piece of cloth. He lifted the cloth and he asked the man sitting inside the hut, 2 youngsters have come to meet you. Do you want to see them? He was not, we thought he will be addressing the person as Swami or my Lord or something, some very respectful lingo, but that didn't happen. He was just calling the man who was sitting inside the hut uncle. Then he might have got permission from the man. He lifted the piece of cloth and tied it up. So now we could see the old man sitting inside. He was too old, very old, because he looked like very tall, but he was just sitting cross-legged inside the hut. And he didn't even look at us. He just gathered some sand and looked on the sand, and he asked, so you have come to meet me, see me? I said, yes. Now you have seen me. Now you may go back, he said. Okay, I didn't want to stay there more, because I was afraid that if I asked something more, he could even utter a curse. So I said, yes. I folded my hands. My friend also folded his hands. And again we saw these people or mentally ill people there. They just kept laughing at us loudly, as if they were mocking us. We left. So when I returned and I told my friends about this experience, they said it was wonderful because uh, majority of the times this wandering mystic would refuse to see visitors. Rarely he would speak to people, but at least we thought we got an opportunity to meet him. There are very interesting stories about Buddha Swami. Actually, the man who we met uh, was not the real Buddha Swami. There was his predecessor, his guru. He was the real Buddha Swami. So, an interesting story which is popular, or it could be a myth, popular in Trivandrum, Thiruvananthapuram, is once a top official at Government Secretariat Thiruvananthapuram was trying to find some cure for his asthma. He had great breathing difficulty. So he was trying all types of medicines, allopathic medicines, Ayurvedic ones, but he couldn't get any relief. So then somebody told him that there is a wandering mystic at Pundura. You go and meet him and seek his blessings. With his blessings, you will be cured. So the man was desperately looking for a cure, so he went there. And there he saw the wandering mystic walking along the beach. So he ran after the mystic. The mystic asked him to go away because these wandering mystics or Avadhoothas, they don't entertain anybody. So several times the mystic asked the other guy to move away and leave the place. But he was very persistent because he wanted to get a cure for his breathing difficulty. So he continued, and after some time, the mystic got very angry. He was asking, why are you troubling me? Why are you bullying me? Why are you harassing me? Go away. But this man is not going. Then what happened is that he gave a slap across the face of this man. And immediately he fell down. He fell down and blood came out of his nose. People gathered and they took him away and asked him to sit at a place, washed his face, gave him some water to drink. And this guy was very, very, very frustrated. So anyway, there was no option. So he boarded another vehicle and returned to his home. But immediately after returning home, he found that he was much better. His breathing difficulty had disappeared. And thereafter, throughout his life, he never experienced a breathing difficulty. And this story spread like wildfire. Everybody was talking about Buddha Swami. A large number of people went to him. And many people said they got his blessings, and many experienced material success. Obviously, it all depends on one's belief. Anyway, that was a turning point. So Buddha Swami became very popular at Thiruvananthapuram and nearby areas. And he had one disciple, and the man who I met was that disciple. So this was the story. So obviously there is a question. Did I receive any blessing? I don't know. But that was quite a different experience. I think I benefited out of it. Not like that the next day after seeing Buddha Swami, I got immense riches or I got some great jobs, or nothing like that happened. But I think it benefited me. I had a great experience and at least I have seen a person who, who was leading a life which was very different from what we people ordinarily do and lead. I still remember that people there told me that the mystic had not eaten for several years. They said he will drink just black tea, nothing else, nothing solid he will eat, not even fruits. They told me that every day he will get up at say around 4 o'clock. He will go to the ocean, the Arabian Sea, take a bath, and sometimes he will disappear. They feel, or the fishermen in the area say, there was a temple submerged in the ocean, and this saint used to go there every day and say prayers there or do pujas. Then he will come back and sit inside. Will he sleep? They say they have not seen him sleeping. He will remain inside. They said initially there was no hut. But local people thought he was getting hurt because of the incessant rains in the area, the hot climate. So they made a small thatched shed and he was willing to move inside. He was living among very poor people, perhaps the poorest people at Thiruvananthapuram. Obviously, he was not trying to gain money or anything. He didn't want anybody's respect also, because I found that the fishermen talked to him as if he was an old uncle. So, but they all knew that he was a divine person and they all respected him. This is his story. So, I have found that these Avadhoothas, they lead a very different life, but they live among us, and their life itself offers us certain lessons. Like they don't have any social taboos. They complete equality. That is the most important part of their life. So before becoming an Avadhuta, the person who I met, he was a government employee, I was told. But he left his family, left everything, and he started leading a life which was very, very different. And he treated each and everybody as his own equal. And there were many animals, like dogs there. He would treat them also with compassion. These people had great amount of compassion. They don't have any earning for money. They don't have any vanity, or they are not snobbish. They don't want to be seen in the midst of influential people, or they don't have the crave for publicity. Nothing like that. They don't have any institutions also. They are seekers of knowledge, seekers of self. It was a great experience. So I still cherish memories of that journey. The walk was very difficult, but at the end, I was able to meet the person who I wanted to meet. That was important. Thank you for listening to me.